back to the channel. I'm Joe Potter and this is the Vintage Underground. This is a Maserati Mistral, or part of one. This car is an interesting story. We're obviously doing a full build on this car, and the reason we are is because it was in a fire. We got into the car and started inspecting it and realized that it just under the surface it was really rusty and in bad shape. So that created a whole nother situation, and the owner did choose to go ahead and take it all the way down and correct it. It's important that if we're replacing and rebuilding major structural components in the car, that we don't alter its shape. If we do, the alloy skins are not going to fit, and we'll have opened up a whole nother can of worms. You know, the door jambs don't fit, the doors don't open and close, you know, whatever. You can create all kinds of problems. So it's very important to build on a build table and to keep doing a lot of measurements, and then also a lot of activity to make sure it doesn't move. One of the things you'll notice is in the cab of the car here, near the door openings, we have a lot of structure in place that doesn't belong there. This is all done to tie pieces of the car together so it doesn't move. This is very different than working on like a production-based car where you have stamped sheet metal panels that are available. There's nothing available for this car at this level. We make everything, and it's complicated, and it's a lot of work to do this. But like I say, it's a ton of fun just because you are doing the same thing that the guy that built this car did. So these are lightweight cars. The Maserati Mistral is not a car that just jumps into people's mind like a Countach or something like that as an iconic car. But they're very cool. They have the cool straight six engine, very powerful motor, and a very interesting motor. This lightweight design, alloy skins. They're really an exotic car, and in my opinion, you know, wildly undervalued for, you know, what they are. They're not too big. They're a nice size, and obviously very lightweight. It's been kind of fun having the car down at this level because you kind of see why it is what it is, and this is one reason. So this is a door. This is it. It's just not much to it. It's very lightweight, and the alloy skin is simply over that. So not the best for crash protection, but its goal was to be lightweight. You can overcome a lot with a lack of weight in a car. You get improved handling, you know, better power response, and all those kinds of things. So the Mistral, this car, is really been fun to have a part and work on, because you get to see why it is what it is and what makes it be the special car that it is. This is a panel we've recreated. It was a horribly rusty piece, but we again have mimicked the holes and recreated the piece just as they did. But big difference, when we go back together with a lot of corrosion protection. These cars rusted before they were ever here. They were rusting on the boat. Corrosion prevention back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, really just wasn't much of a technology, and it's what causes a lot of the damage on these cars. So one of the things, when we're going back together and recreating these panels, we do go at it with modern chemicals and paints and sealants to seal them up. I mean, the reality is that these cars are, once they're done, are not probably ever going to see the exposure they did when they were new or in the middle of their life, but they're not going to rust again. So there's some specific areas here where Adam has been concentrating on where we had a lot of damage. In the back of the car was significant. It structurally, and in the pan where the fuel tank and spare tire are. And you can see here there's major pieces missing and new metal coming back, kind of building back out. So the next area of heavy concentration is the door. the rocker section, which is below the door, and the A and the B pillar. And the A pillar is what the door hinges on, and the B pillar is what it latches to. The rocker is what the door not sits on, but mates to, all with seals all the way around. So you can imagine you get one of those out of shape, and the door is no longer viable. So it is ultra critical, and Adam puts a lot of time into stabilizing what we have, measuring it, and then recreating it. And you have to recreate that in a highly accurate fashion, or one of those changes and it doesn't work. Once the alloy skins are back on everything, we have to have this door operate. Metal doesn't touch metal. It latches, it closes, the gaps are good, everything's good. And that's established here. That's not when you put the aluminum on. That's not when you paint it. That's not adjustments later. That's done right now in metal at this stage, and it has to be right. Now that you know what a Maserati Mistral looks like undressed, I think that's about it. We have a lot of welding and a lot of fabrication to do to bring this up to the point where we can even put the skins back on it. But as always, we have a lot of fun doing this stuff. These are a challenge and a great deal of fun. Do appreciate y'all. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.